5, 3, 2. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Dice Camera Action.
Yeah!
Yeah!
Yep. We are one player down because Nate's off fighting crime, but Anna, Holly, and Jared are here, and my, oh my, are we going to
Having a grand old time.
We always seem to in Barovia.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Ready to get creeped out, kids?
Not
I
that it
mean-
happened already. Mention I'm the only one awake.
Right.
Everyone else is just slumbering.
I mean, how much worse could it get after thinking that I ate a baby? That's
Don't
how I
say
feel.
that. Don't
That's a
say
fine question to ask. Let's find out, shall we?
Don't test Chris Perkins.
that. Please don't say that.
So,
That one moment where I tried to like smite him, like, no, Chris Perkins, no.
I know.
It was like this moment of desperation, and I learned something that day.
I
Anyways,
forget who I was explaining to recently, but I was like, yeah, I play this great D&D game, like, and it's so much fun. And one of our party members, we thought she ate a baby.
what kind of game is this?
Yeah, it was so funny.
Oh my gosh. So last week, the party came upon a gatehouse up in the mountains and managed to get through the gate by walking through curtains of green flame, or in Strix's case, turning into a cloud of gas.
gas.
The characters aggravated these guardian statues perched atop the gatehouse, which transformed into living, breathing Vrock demons, but Strix talked him down.
Which was baller.
Yes. She made them get back in their place, back on their roosts, and they reverted to stone, and the party was able to avoid getting completely torn to pieces.
Yay.
Not our finest moment.
Yeah, now. And just beyond the gatehouse was this white tower, sort of perched on the edges of the cliffs, and it seemed to be stark contrast to the black gatehouse. And with some not-so help from your elven friend, Casimir, you were able to enter the tower, secure it, start a fire, and basically camp for the night, fearing that Evelyn, might once again turn into a wolf. You tied her up to this iron ladder leading up to the tower rooftop, and you set watches for the night, while Casimir, being an elf and not requiring sleep per se, stayed on the ground floor just to watch the entrance, make sure nothing came in, and took her away in the night. And on second watch, which was Strix's watch, in the sort of wee hours of the morning, you believe, Strix, you heard these whooshing sounds, like the beatings of huge wings outside. But through frost-covered windows, you can't see much. What would you like to do?
Can I see our good friend Casimir?
You'd have to go back downstairs to the first floor of the tower to see him.
Okay.
But when you sort of creep over and you peer down the staircase, you can see that he is he has heard the sounds clearly. You can see he's just sort of shivering a bit in the cold, but he's got his scimitar out.
Oh, good. I'm just gonna look at him down there. Go get him! Go get it! Go on, Mr. Elf!
All right. At this point in time, I'd like Evelyn and Diath to make perception checks. Or you actually no. What's your passive perception?
Oh,
Because you're sleeping.
10 plus perception skill.
Yeah.
18.
Okay.
11.
All right. Diath, you with your passive perception, Strix's shout out to Casimir wakes you.
Damn it. I was kind of hoping to sleep through it.
What?
Yeah. And you feel this sort of gust of, or this coldness wash over you as you hear the downstairs door open. And Strix, you see Casimir pretty much do as you say and go outside into the night snow.
I'll probably just throw my drift globe, or so he can see if it's dark. I don't know how dark.
Well, you know he's an elf, so he's got dark vision.
Oh, that's true. Well, we want to see, so why not? I'll throw it down there anyway.
Okay.
I just wake up grumpy.
Yeah, and I'm like, hey, you guys, there's a big monster outside.
Oh my God! Why is the door open? I just got to sleep.
Yeah, and Dieth, you can hear the sound of beating wings, but from where you are, they seem to be getting fainter.
Oh.
And Strix, when you're done screaming and throwing your drift globe down, sort of lighting up the downstairs, you too can hear that the sound of beating wings has faded.
Oh, okay. I'll go peek out the door then and see if I can see anything.
When you peek out the door, it's still dark outside, but there is white snow down everywhere outside, covering the mountain pass as well. You can see about 30 feet away, Casimir standing, dark figure, stark against the white snow, kind of looking up at the sky. And then he turns back to you and says, "It was the wind."
The wind? Okay, sir, Mr. Elf Burke. I don't think it was the wind. I heard a monster outside.
There is no monster.
There was a monster. Can I see if I see any tracks or anything? Or
Sure. Go out when you go outside and look around. Just make a perception check.
good. I'm gonna try and pull this guy's bluff. Oh, nice. 19.
You see Casimir's tracks leading to where he is standing presently. You can see the barest vestiges of your half-filled snowy tracks from when you entered the tower, and nothing else.
I don't think it was the wind.
Yeah, and when you sort of look up at the top of the tower, everything looks pretty normal. You see these gleaming golden warrior women with spears staring down at you from their lofty perch, inanimate statuary as always.
Dieth heard it too.
I
woke you up. I'm gonna yell and say, Dieth, do you think that was the wind?
No.
See? I'm looking at Casimir going, see? Dieth is the most perceptive one here.
Well, whatever it was, it is gone now.
I guess that's a more satisfying answer. I'll just trudge back inside.
Yes, he sheaths his scimitar and trudges back inside with you and then closes the door.
You should have no reason to lie to us.
And by the way, Strix, when you get within about 10 feet of him, you see this, you hear the screaming, anguished death cries of the thousands of people he's allegedly killed.
This is the worst. The worst.
Yes. And he knows that you can hear that as well, and he sees you cringe, and he does not follow you back upstairs to your companions. By the time you get upstairs, you're out of range of his screaming.
Oh, good. All right. I guess I will resume my watch then, still keeping an eye on him.
Okay. The rest of the night passes uneventfully, and Evelyn.
I'm just like,
yes. Even though you're tied up to a ladder, you do have a restful slumber, and that counts as a long rest for you, Evelyn.
Thank goodness. For heaven's sake.
In fact, when you sort of stir to consciousness in the wee hours of the morning, by which point you've burned all the firewood that Casimir collected, and the room is starting to get a little bit cold again. But Evelyn, you had what you consider to be a most wonderful, restful sleep.
Yay! That doesn't actually benefit me in any way other than making
no more so than a normal long rest would in a cozy bed. But
that just replenishes my hit dice, right? That doesn't give me HP back, does it?
Yeah, you get all your hit dice back, and you also get all your spells.
Yeah, but no HP or anything.
Long rest should bring you back up to full.
Yeah, long rest will bring you up to full as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
You should be 100%.
Yep.
Sweet. I feel great. I'm dancing around, and I'm like, I just feel like a bushy-tailed little squirrel on a bright sunny morning, and then I'm like, did I turn into a wolf last night? Did I forget?
Strix didn't hear that because when you started talking about squirrels, she covered her ears.
I said, did I turn into...
No, Evelyn, no, you were fine.
You didn't, and we don't know why. Hey, elf man, Mr. Thing, why didn't that happen?
Maybe I got better.
You didn't get better.
I just assumed she was too tired to transform.
I did feel real tired.
He says, perhaps this tower is a place of solace.
Nowhere is a place of solace here. I don't believe that. Just I don't believe it was just the wind.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm gonna give him a real good side eye,
Okay.
Would I
One
know?
eyebrow.
Would Evelyn know what a place of solace is, or would she ask for more information?
You don't think he's speaking in any sort of literal sense. He's just speaking figuratively.
Well, I like the sound of that, so I get closer to him and I'm like, a place of solace. That sounds wonderful. What's that?
He says, "You know what solace is?"
Well, yes.
That's what I mean.
Like, do you mean it has like some sort of magical properties that keep me from turning into a werewolf, or do you just mean it makes us feel good? Because I usually feel pretty good, but I still turn into a werewolf even if I feel pretty good.
Perhaps it is this place. It might be warded in some fashion.
Well, then you should have said that to begin with, silly. And I like try to like chuff him on the shoulder, you know.
Oh my god.
He just sort of looks at his shoulder.
And I actually, like, no one has told me about the whole screaming thing, and I can't hear it. So, like, I don't really get why everyone stays so far away from him either.
He does seem to be off-putting to just about everybody else.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, I suppose that we still have to try to make sure I'm cured, but can I still, like, smell and hear amazingly right now?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, I still feel pretty wolfy.
And he says, yes, we're going to the Amber Temple to rid you of your curse and mine. You should probably get
I know.
I agree. We'll take care of her curse first. This is how it works.
All right. When you leave the tower and you march across the snowy path, about a couple inches of snow fell in the night. So it's still gray and overcast and quite blustery, but the snow adds a brightness that wouldn't otherwise be here. And when you follow the path back eastward toward the bridge, you are reminded once again about how haunting a place this can be. The bridge, by daylight, you can see the actual span of the bridge is about 70 feet. It's sturdy stone, but parts of it have crumbled away here and there. It's intact for the most part, however. And then there are the arches at each end, these big, formidable structures with the mounted knights with lances on top of them. All statuary. None of it looks harmful.
Well, shall we walk across this bridge that probably isn't harmful at all?
I have an idea. This bridge, there's like a chasm below this bridge, correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
There is a very, very deep gorge. A lot of the mist from the day before has cleared, and you can see right down to the bottom. It's about, you'd estimate, a 500-foot drop to a fairly swift-flowing river that has patches of ice
Great.
on it.
I've had my fair share of deep drops.
Death hole. It's a death hole. So how about we take a rope and tie it around all of us, so in case one of us falls, we can all pull the other person back.
But what if all of us fall?
We have more
I
problems
guess that's
besides the
true.
rope.
That is true. That would be
We all
more of
fall
a
for
problem
some
than a
reason.
rope. Yes. Maybe we can ask our elf friend to take the rope across first, and then we all just kind of walk along it.
That's a great idea.
It's a
He
great.
can tie it off, and then if any of us fall, we can just climb up the rope.
I would normally suggest that I take it across since I can fly, but I like the idea of testing to make sure that this guy will like help us out, so I don't mention that. And I like kind of smugly am like, that's a great idea.
All
And you
right.
can really tell that I'm being smug because Evelyn doesn't normally like lie.
For once, Evelyn catches on.
Yeah.
All I'm
All
saying
right.
is that open chasms are very triggering for me right now. So let's
Okay.
just try and be safe.
I agree.
I
Yep.
try to like hug her. I like go like this.
Don't touch me. No, please don't. Please don't touch me.
Casimir says, do you have a rope?
I do. I take out my rope.
He says,
Really?
is it long enough to span the length of the bridge?
How long is this bridge?
You look at it, and 70 feet.
Shit. Most of
I have
it.
a rope. I have a rope. We can tie the ropes together, and they could be a long rope.
Yeah, one big rope.
Yep. Because how long is your rope? How long is your rope?
That's 50.
Mine's. how long is
By the
mine?
way, even though Nate's not joining us, Paulton is still with you. He'll be a quiet participant in tonight's events.
Certainly.
He's just scared.
Yeah, and cold.
And hungover.
Yeah. He's all bundled up, and he's got his big sort of furry cape on, pulled over tight over his head, so you can only see his nose and his mouth.
It's like Kenny whenever he talks. He's like,
Like, oh, he really can't
Yeah.
hear you.
When he doesn't have a wine skin in his mouth, you only hear sounds. All right. So Casimir will take your 2 ropes that have been joined together and walk quietly across the stone bridge. And he gets all the way to the other side, no problem.
Tie it off.
He'll look for a place. He'll look for a place on the arch to do exactly that.
Okay. I make sure that he ties it.
Well,
Good.
you're on the other side of the bridge, and he's 70 feet away. So how are you going to do that exactly?
Squint.
Okay. You can make a perception check if you like.
Okay, I'll do that. I kind of like the idea of me just being.
Yeah.
Oh man. Ooh, 13.
Okay. So these stone arches don't have a lot of sort of protuberances or anything like that, but they have little chambers carved into the legs of the arches, I guess where maybe guards could stand and protect themselves against the elements back when this was a defensible structure. He goes into one of those side chambers and comes back out and calls out to you, and he says, "The rope has been tied off. Let's go."
Evelyn, fly
Is
across.
that ever nice?
I like just kind of like I kind of lean like this, like, oh, that's so nice of you, but I'm floating, like kind of like sideways, like that's so nice of you to tie that off. Let me come in and just help you tighten that right up, you know. Like go over there and like tighten it a little extra and like looks good.
Okay, Strix, I'll go first.
Okay.
And I'll bring myself across while holding onto the rope quite tightly.
Yes.
Yes. And I'll be behind you holding on too.
All right. The bridge is a little bit slippery because some ice is formed on the stones, but you were able to cross it without incident.
Good.
Look, our extra safeness made us extra not dead.
I
Indeed.
like that. I'm a big fan of being not dead.
Yeah, because if you died again,
notice-
you would be extra dead.
You notice as you approach the arch on the far side that of the 2, there are 2 statues on each arch with armored, mounted knights challenging each other. One of the statues on the far arch that you're approaching has mostly crumbled away, just by time. It looks like time and weather has done that statue in, but it sort of lends an air of oldness to this place. You're at least reminded that this bridge was built long ago and hasn't been well maintained over the years. Nevertheless, you get to the far side safe and sound. You undo the rope, you bundle it up, you separate the ropes from each other, and you're on the far side without incident. Evelyn,
Yeah.
what would you like to say?
Just as soon as they get there, I've been like contemplating this crumbled statue, and I'm like, is not the destruction of our bodily being a beautiful thing to behold when we think that we will one day walk toward the light of a new dawn? And
No.
even in death, we find ourselves reborn to new purpose in the great light of Lathander. And I'm like, also like as I get more excited, I'm like touching their shoulders and like, yes, praise Lathander.
While you're going off, Casimir just says, elves are immortal.
I consider this.
And then he walks off. And as he walks, because he knows.
I look like, oh, poor you. That's so
But part of the reason why he walks off is he doesn't want to be near Strix and Diath. You think partly because of the distress his screaming voices seem to cause them.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be near us.
Right.
Yes. He seems to be of a mind to stay ahead of you at all times. Now, Evelyn, I need you to make a perception check for me.
Oh, goody. I'm good at these.
Yep, you're super.
While you're yelling.
And you have advantage because of your keen senses.
Oh, okay. That's not bad. That's 19.
As you leave the bridge behind and continue along the mountain path, your keen smell picks up wolves. Wolves on the wind. They're not close. But,
can I tell at all where, like, what direction they are or anything?
You get the vague sense that they're definitely within a mile of you, and they're definitely upwind from you, which suggests that they are north of you, which means that they're on sort of the far side of the mountain, or
like where we're going ahead of us.
No, in the direction you would go would put you farther away from them.
I get into kind of a wolfy, like I'm feeling real wolfy lately, kind of a wolfy stance, and I like, there's wolves about. Evelyn's like full of energy, so she's just like super excited about everything. And she says, we should be careful. So I've learned anything about wolves in this area, it's that they're fighting wolves.
Fighting wolves?
Yeah. You think it would be unusual to find wolves this high up in the mountains?
I think it's unusual to find wolves this high up in the mountains. I wonder,
Yeah, there's.
would I be able to smell if they happen to be like lycanthropes like me? Would they smell the same?
They would not smell like ordinary wolves to you.
Okay. These aren't lycanthropes like me. They're just ordinary wolves, not special ones.
You know whose wolves they probably are?
Strahd.
Yes! The return of the Strahd puppet. I love that guy.
And makes him wiggle.
That's Strahd. I know who that is. That's Strahd. That's Strahd.
Paulton will pull his hood so tight.
Evelyn, we use the puppet so we don't have to say his name because his name will give him power. So you just point at the puppet and you say,
No.
It is Mr. Shambleface's wolves, most likely, so we just have to be careful. Isn't that right, Elfman?
He says,
Elfman went inside. We should probably.
Yeah, Elfman is sort of ahead of you, but through the wind, he can, with his sharp hearing, he does turn to you and say, if there are wolves coming after us, we should make haste.
Okay, my name is Strahd. I mean, Mr. Shambleface, don't say my name. Strix will just follow him.
You're real good at puppets, Strix.
Thank you.
He's right, though. Let's keep moving so we can help Evelyn.
It's funny because when I was in the Hive and I did puppet shows, no one ever gave me any money.
Okay. As you make your way along the mountain path, the snow becomes deeper and deeper as you climb. The road fades away under the covering of snow. But after about, I want to say 4 more hours of walking, Evelyn, you get the impression that the wolves, the scent is not going away, which means they are keeping pace with you and they are behind you.
You know, as much as I hate to say it, I think we aren't losing these wolves. And I mean, I've done a lot of thinking about this, and I do believe that we all have the responsibility to use whatever power and strength we're given to serve the great Morning Lord Lathander. And if I have been given this power and strength as a werewolf, then maybe I should be using it to serve him. Maybe the best is to turn around and serve him with all my wolfy might.
What?
No.
Okay, let's just keep following Casimir.
I suppose you're right. If I can't control myself at any point, then I am not much of a paladin. So you're probably right, Strix. You are very wise. You know, have you ever thought of throwing everything aside and becoming a paladin in the service of the great Lathander? Let me tell you a little bit.
I hate you. I'm just going to cover my ears and just follow Casimir. You can keep talking.
All right.
I won't hear it. I'll put my hood up and cover my ears like this. Just
When
like
I was a young girl, I learned once and for all, blah, 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 blah.
All right. And as you follow the mountain pass, you can see below you is a cold, snow-covered, misty woodland. It's hundreds of feet below you. You're well up truly in the mountains at this point. And ahead of you, blustery snow. You come to a point splits with a road going to the right. Well, the road is buried under snow, but a path going to the right and a path going to the left, and Casimir goes left, which will take you higher and higher still up into the mountain. And he says he tells you there's about another mile to go.
What's the other way?
He says,
I asked him.
the wall of mist that surrounds Strahd's domain.
We've experienced that before. That's not a fun one.
That road leads to death.
Uh,
But what is death but a repurposing of the light that is in all of us?
No, Evelyn.
no. Evelyn, he did tie off the rope. He tied off the rope. We have to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Evelyn, death kind of a touchy subject here.
Yeah, don't
I'm
trigger it.
sorry. I'm sorry.
At this point, the snow is just below your knees, so you're kind of trudging through it. But after, pretty much as he says, after about a mile of trudging, and you're pretty exhausted, many of you, you see the facade of some kind of temple carved into the sheer mountainside directly ahead. The front of the structure is 50 feet high and has 6 tall alcoves containing 20-foot-tall statues. Each statue is carved from what appears to be a single block of amber.
Wow.
And it depicts a faceless, hooded figure, its hands pressed together in a gesture of prayer. Now, between the 2 innermost statues is a 20-foot-tall archway, an open arch with a stairway leading down into the mountain.
I'm not impressed.
Do I know anything about this temple, or can I roll a religion check?
You can definitely roll a religion check.
That's a 21.
Okay.
Oh, wait, just kidding. It's a 19.
Okay, that's still a good roll. So you don't know. So just to remind you, before you set out from the Wizard of Wine's winery, the Martikovs did give you a bit of information about this place that they knew of, having lived here for so long. They knew that this place, the Amber Temple, which is carved into the Balanok Mountains, was a vault that was created and guarded by this ancient sect of wizards. And their task was basically to lock away ancient and forbidden lore and sort of a lot of evil lore, and to guard it and safeguard it. And this remote location basically was a guarantee that this lore would never be unearthed or found again. Martikovs don't know what fate befell these wizards. A lot of the later history is sort of lost. Looking at these amber statues of these faceless robed men, you think they might be representations of those wizards, these mysterious mystics whose identities aren't important, and that might be why they're faceless. At the same time, you were in your teachings back at Sunday school, you were told that there are in the multiverse gods who are sort of protectors of secrets, or gods of secrets, and they were often represented as being faceless entities. And not all of them were benign.
So were these wizards then good wizards trying to protect the world from this evil lore?
Yes.
Okay. So I don't want to smash the temple and smash all. Okay. Darn.
That was your first response?
Let's
break it!
Yeah.
Now, the facade of the temple is literally carved out of the mountain, sort of like in the real world Earth, the ruined city of Petra in the Middle East. And some of the stonework has crumbled and collapsed over the year, leaving piles of rubble buried under the snow out front. But the statues themselves seem to have weathered time without so much as a blemish.
Cool.
This place looks like bad news.
Yeah, but I have to be here.
And you're still about 100 feet away from the structure. It's sort of a vast facade. The only entrance appears to be the open archway in the middle of it, and you can't, at this range, see where it goes. It's just a dark, gaping orifice.
I do like the equivalent of genuflecting. I don't know what it looks something like. That's how you genuflect for Lathander.
Can I do a perception check to see if there's any other way other than this big scary front door?
Yeah. At
If
this
we get a
range,
little bit closer.
you can certainly get closer and check it out.
Okay, I'll get a little bit closer and kind of
Are you going alone or your friends?
I'm going to ask everyone. You guys want to get a little close, just like a tiny bit, so we can see? No?
Sure.
Unless we're, I mean, I'm scared, but...
As you advance toward the facade to get a look to see if there's any other possible entrances, you notice that Casimir, for the first time, seems to linger behind you. He does not advance with you. He remains in back, and actually, he draws his weapon and turns back down the way you came and just seems to watch that way. You get the sense that he's picked up something or sensed something. You're not exactly sure, but he's in sort of battle readiness.
Do I hear or smell anything?
You can still smell the wolves. They are still in pursuit.
I smell them stronger or anything? Do I think that's what he's...
It's possible. I'll have you all make perception checks, and you got advantage on yours.
Dang, I'm killing it tonight. 21.
Excellent. How'd you do, Strix?
Oh, sorry, I was joking. Oh, not good.
It's amazing what a nap will do for you.
A nap.
And DF?
23.
Excellent. So, Evelyn, yes, you believe that the wolves are getting closer. And in fact, over the sound of the blustering wind, you can actually hear a howl, a lone howl.
For a second, I'm like, something in my throat.
Yeah, sure.
That the wolves are approaching. I think we should prepare to fight them off. I don't think they're going to be very nice, and I think that's what our friend here is doing. I don't know why you didn't mention it to us that that's what was about to happen, my friend. Communication is key to like adventuring as a group.
Evelyn, ass smear. Can you determine how many?
Evelyn, with your phenomenal roll, it's hard to tell because they're not here yet. But you would say dozens.
Dozens?
I would say dozens.
Dozens!
And Casimir says he just sort of listens at the wind, and he says, more than that.
Well, if
we
run? Look like you got it handled by.
Yeah, we should run.
He says,
safer inside.
DF, while you're helping Strix sort of survey the area, just west of the facade, you can see that there is a crack in the mountainside, a natural formation, you believe, but it's at ground level, and it seems to go pretty far back. It could be sort of an alternative entrance into this place. But you'd have to do closer inspection.
Let's run.
Or
it doesn't look very wide. The crack only looks to be about maybe 3 feet wide, but it does seem to go deep into the mountainside.
Not to like sail our way through, but it might help get these wolves off of us. If nothing else, we can set up a bottleneck on the other side.
Yeah. And while you're checking that out, you can see that Casimir is actually walking away from you, going back farther away from the facade, blade out as though he's of a mind to maybe like hold off the wolves himself. Like,
I mean,
it's sort of crazy.
Adam, let's go.
I mean, I'm just assuming that you guys don't like the idea of me like maybe casting speak to animals and then like trying to talk to them and convince them that maybe I'm their wolf queen and they want to follow us and help us.
The last thing I want to do is give you a direct channel to Strahd.
Oh, I suppose you're right. I mean, I was just saying hypothetically, of course you wouldn't like the plan, but yeah.
And that's when you see the wolves coming up through the snow. You can see that they're this sort of black sea of fangs and
Strix is running
and gleaming eyes. Some of the wolves are bigger than you by a significant margin. They seem to be almost horse-sized.
Strix is running. She's
running. She's probably got it. Let's go.
Everyone, now go. And I point out to like where the crack is and or lead him over towards it so that we can try to like turn to our side and like.
Casimir is not following you.
Fine. It's fine.
I think he's got it. I'll come with you to protect you instead.
No one tell Asmir.
Thanks for your help. We'll pay you in snacks.
All right. So you begin to DF as you peer down this crack or fissure. Make a perception check just to see what you might see deeper in.
Okay. 18.
All right. That is good. You see flickering torchlight.
That's bizarre.
Yeah, not what you were expecting.
No.
And it's about... So you think that this crack goes through about 12 feet of stone before breaking into some sort of chamber ahead. That chamber seems to be torchlit.
Well,
Do you want me to scout ahead as a cloud, DF?
we can't exactly go back, so let's just keep moving forward.
I can go ahead, and then if there's anything super bad, I can like come float around you like a big gas cloud. I'm whispering this, by the way.
If you want to be gas, you be gas. You do your gassy thing, girl.
I'm so weird.
We don't have that much time with that many wolves behind us. I'd rather
That's true.
get into the room first, and then maybe
Right,
find a way to barricade this entrance.
What if
Or
there's someone else worse than the wolves in there?
This fissure is so narrow that you don't think certainly the big wolves would fit through. The normal-sized ones would.
right.
All right. Well, running for the big ones is very important, so let's just go in. You first, DF.
All right.
I
DF.
pull Paulton in with us, and like his big puppy wrapping gets kind of like caught, so I'm like pushing him from behind, like.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And all you hear is, "Ah!"
Okay. Yes, DF, you're the first one to come to the end of the fissure and be able to see into the room. You see there are torches and sconces spaced along the walls of an otherwise bare stone room. However, you can see 6 bedrolls made from stitched animal furs sort of scattered across the floor. Not scattered as in they've just been thrown there, but they placed around the floor like 6 people laid them out here. There are 2 apparent exits to the room, and there are 2 sets of double doors. There is one in the wall, a wall directly across from you, and another one about 15 feet away from that. These double doors, ooh boy, you can see that they are made out of amber. So they're sort of semi-translucent, but they're thick enough that you can't just see through them as clear as glass.
Cool.
Everyone in?
Yep. Everyone is now in the room. Evelyn, when you enter this room, you smell sweat, like human sweat, and you smell wolf.
It smells wolfy in here.
Yeah, there have been wolves, or 1 or more wolves have laired in here recently.
Also, someone needs to shower.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
She's like, I'm sorry, okay? It's cold here.
Can we use these bedrolls and like stuff them up into this crack and kind of like block it off?
That would not be sufficient to block it off.
Dang it. Anything else?
Can we use one of the torches to light a bedroll on fire in the crack?
You could do that.
They know we were here.
Oh, that's a good point.
They could have watched us, but we were pretty far away.
I think they could probably smell us either way.
That is true. Wolf person. All right, let's light it on fire.
Or we could just go through one of these doors and close it behind us.
Oh.
We're going to have to do that at some point anyway.
Pretty sure the door's going to be a safer idea. Lighting anything on fire might just smoke up this entire.
All right. Strix is really upset about not lighting these.
Let's go. And I go to the prettiest, grandest looking door.
Okay. You can see that both sets of double doors are sort of chiseled out of amber and held in place by iron hinges. Both doors look like they open into the room that you're in. One of them through the translucence, you can see distant flickering lights, like more torchlight. But the flames are green.
So far, I have not liked green flames.
Same.
Now, the other doors, you don't see any light beyond them.
Would you rather be alone or find new friends, team?
Alone, always.
alone.
All right. At least we have each other, and I
The
try
last
to
time we saw
open the dark doors.
Okay.
When you pull open the dark doors, you are greeted by kind of a blast of cold air because the room ahead of you is much bigger, and you would assume probably gets a lot of cold drafts from the outdoors. When you peer your head out, you seem to be standing in one corner of a grand cathedral. It's a massive, massive room, and you're on a balcony, on basically the corner of a balcony overlooking this cathedral. So you're higher than the main floor.
Oh.
But very near you is a wide, and by wide I mean about 20 feet wide, staircase descending down to the main floor of this cathedral. Now, the stunning thing about this, apart from its sheer size, is that the walls and pillars of this great cathedral seem to be covered with amber glaze.
Cool.
Uh-huh.
Evelyn's kind of overcome with the beauty of it, and she's like going down the stairs, but also kind of floating because her boots.
Yep. Now, this balcony
like
on
Disney princess.
This balcony on which you find yourself stretches all the way across to the far wall of the cathedral, where you see another set of amber doors, but they are open. They are basically hanging open and ajar. The stairs leading down to the main floor of the cathedral, you can see there's a railing that hugs the staircase that also seems to be sculpted out of amber. And as your eyes adjust to the darkness in the cathedral, you can see at the very far end of the cathedral, between two more balconies, a massive statue of some kind.
I go look at the statue.
This looks bad.
Okay. Now, from where you are at the top of the staircase, the statue is 90 feet away. This cathedral is at least 120 feet deep, and about half.
I'm definitely going to pull out my drift globe so that we can see what's in here.
As soon as you pull out the light, it glimmers off of the amber surfaces of the cathedral in weird reflective ways, kind of lighting it up.
Ooh.
Suddenly you can see pillars that support the grand vaulted ceiling. You can see windows, or perhaps more accurately, arrow slits in the walls. You can also see the two far balconies that flank the great statue. One of the balconies has partially crumbled away from age and left basically fallen to the floor. Another balcony. The statue is sort of a wonder, but unnerving. Let me just check.
What does it look like?
It's 40 feet tall, carved out of granite. It depicts a faceless, robed figure. It's carved so that its head looks like it's wearing a cowl, but where its face should be, you see what appears to be a sphere of impenetrable darkness. Just black. Dead black void.
I do not like that.
And then the stone folds of its robe go right down to the floor, basically obscuring most of its humanoid form. You think that this is a representation of some sort of dark god.
Close your eyes, Evelyn. I'll keep them open because we might die. But...
Now, your drift globe also on the ground floor illuminates some alcoves carved out of the wall, out of the amber walls. And in those alcoves, you see intact or ruined, depending on the alcove, white statues of wizards.
How do those faces look?
You're too far away to really catch a glimpse of them. And the one that you would see most clearly, that statue has crumbled into rubble.
What about the arrow slits? Are those to outside?
They don't appear to be. They appear to be arrow slits to other chambers that overlook the temple. Your best guess is that this temple was built to be defensible, and that at one time guards could be stationed behind those arrow slits to attack anyone who might besiege or defile this place.
I'm going to point to those arrow slits and say that would be a really good defensive position just in case we, I don't know, get stormed by wolves.
This balcony on which you find yourself, now that you're sort of lit up the place, you can see that there is an archway off of the balcony through which you can hear the wolves.
I go look through.
And based on your just general sense of where you are right now, you think that archway might be the tunnel leading outside. The one that from the outside you saw seemed to be a dark passageway leading in.
The one we circumvented.
Yeah.
Casimir's got it. Cool.
Directionally, do any of the arrow slits face toward where the wolves are coming, or is it just the...
No, all the arrow slits seem to be facing... looking down upon this temple in which you find yourself, and whatever is beyond those arrow slits are rooms you haven't seen yet. However, based on your spatial awareness, that other set of amber doors that you did not go through in the room you just left,
Yeah.
which had the green lights behind them, you think whatever that area is might be connected to the arrow slits on one side of the temple. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
I want to go check out behind those.
I'm kind of compelled to examine this statue thingy.
Okay.
I'm scared of the statue. I'm just throwing it out there.
If you go down, basically it's a 30-foot deep staircase that drops 30 feet to the floor of the cathedral, and then you have to sort of cross the floor about another 70 feet to get to the statue. 60 feet, I should say.
I was already kind of floating towards it, too.
Okay.
So I'm joining
I'll
him.
go quickly.
Okay.
In my experience, scary faceless statues, not good.
It's just a statue, Strix. It's just stone that someone has made to look like
Do you remember
something.
the last time you said just a statue?
No, Strix is right. Strix is reason to be afraid of everything, as we should be.
I mean, this would be a very
Thank
big
you.
something. It's a pretty big statue.
Yeah, you know what happened the last time we saw a large, say, wooden
It
statue?
came to life, picked Dieth up, and took him over a giant ravine and dropped him.
And then you told it what for.
I can't tell every statue what for, only the ones that are scary.
I'll take control of this one.
So Dieth, are you attempting to be stealthy, or are you just trying to get to the statue as quickly as possible?
Ask the DM.
Naturally, I like, especially with the arrow slits. I'm concerned about that, so I try to maybe hug a wall or move around.
Yeah, if you hug the wall of the staircase as you go down, you will certainly be protected from the arrow slits that you're walking underneath. What you won't be protected from are the arrow slits on the other side of the temple that can see you directly.
And I'll use whatever natural shadows I can, and if Strix stays behind, I'll move out of her drip globe lights.
Okay. So Dieth, you begin to make your way down the stairs. Evelyn, you are flying down to the statue.
Yeah.
I'm going to stay way behind and just kind of
freeze up.
Are you sort of staying on? Are you intending to go down the stairs to follow them, but keep 20 feet behind?
Yeah, I'm just.
Yes.
Oh.
All right.
I'm about 20, safely behind.
Very good. All right then. Without warning, a blast of lightning shoots out from the void that is that statue's head and lances out at Evelyn as she flies through the air. Evelyn, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
By the power of the light! No. 8.
I just saw it as a moth going towards a bug lamp.
Yep.
Yeah. This happened, and I think my neighbor is barbecuing, so I just smell like burning. I hear that.
Kind of jealous.
All right. Evelyn.
Yeah.
You are struck for 44 points of lightning damage.
Ow!
And the other two of you, and Paulton, who is quietly following Strix, you see that bolt of lightning, after striking Evelyn, leaps from her to Diath. Diath, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, Diath.
I even had inspiration, and I was like, I should use that to make sure I don't get hit by lightning. I was like, it can't be that bad.
Chain lightning.
I rolled a 9.
Okay. Diath, you also take 44 points of lightning damage.
No, I uncannied it, though.
What?
Can I uncanny dodge it?
Yeah, he did yell uncanny dodge. I heard it.
That's true. Let me just double check something.
This is important.
Yep.
This is important.
Say,
because if I remember correctly,
I knew this statue was bad. No one listens to Strix.
Okay, uncanny dodge. When an attacker that can see you hits you with an attack, this is not an attack. This is a spell. It has no attack roll.
Okay. All right, so 44 points of damage, you said?
Yep.
Cool, no problem.
And then it leaps from you to Strix.
No!
Strix, make a dexterity saving throw.
Leave her alone!
Far away! Oh yeah, I got an 8.
Okay, you take 44 points of lightning damage.
I pass out. I'm on the ground. I pass out.
Let us roll initiative.
What happens to Paulton?
It stops with Strix.
Good.
Fucking Paulton.
I'm totally passed out on the ground.
Everybody roll initiative, including unconscious Strix. Or singed Strix.
Singed and
Is this a trap?
Literally, the lightning just came out of the dark void in the head of the statue. You'd have no idea.
Okay.
Strix, how did you do?
Because I have damage, resistance, and advantage versus traps.
13.
Not a trap. 13. Dia.
16.
17.
Excellent.
Who cares?
Paulton rolled a 13.
Getting ready to petition to butt Thander.
And
Yes. This is your conversion moment.
I won't convert.
Okay.
I will ask nicely.
Diath, are you still conscious?
Nope. It's like the lightning hit me and like it slammed me up against the wall. And I just jumped forward. Yeah.
Okay, make a death save.
You're both unconscious?
Yeah.
It's just a straight D20.
18. 1 success.
Okay, good. Anna, it's Evelyn's turn. Now you are still conscious.
Mm-hmm.
You're still technically airborne in the middle of the room. You saw Diath and Strix go down when the lightning bounced off you and struck them.
Can I lay on hands on myself and go grab one of them in the same turn, or would that be too much?
So lay on hands for you is what kind of action? Bonus action? Is that right? Or is that full action? I think it might be a full action.
Let me see.
I should know this, but
I don't have it in my notes. Let me
I will look it up. Ba-ba-ba-bum. As an action. So that would be your action. So you could cast that on yourself and then go to them, but you wouldn't be able to pick them up.
No, then I'll just run to them quick. I'll run and grab Strix and try to like pull her out of harm's way.
Okay.
Thanks.
So out of harm's way, you want to be out of sight of the statue? Is that basically what you're saying?
At least I want to take her to like back on the balcony before we got hit.
Good. All right then. That you can do. And that's the end of your turn. Strix.
I say something like, I'll be right there, Paulton. You hang on. I mean, Diath.
Strix, you have a death save.
Great.
Roll a d20.
Great.
Oh, also I yell at Paulton to go get Diath.
16.
Okay, that's one success.
Yay, I'm not dead.
Yep. On Paulton's turn, he will hurry down the staircase, mumbling something like shit. And,
Except it sounds like...
Yeah. And he'll grab Diath by the scruff and pull him back up the stairs.
Ow.
to the balcony with the other two of you. So now the four of you
make up a vacuum up the stairs.
Yep. The four of you are now huddled together in the corner of the balcony overlooking this grand cathedral, and that's the end of your turns. Let's see.
I even got a healing potion.
The wolves outside have stopped howling. It's all you hear now is sort of wind coming down through that open passageway. That's, in terms of your current position, is about 30 feet away from you.
Sounds like Casimir just handled that.
Sounds like.
He's fine now.
And Diath, we're at the top of your turn, and you have another death save.
Yay. 15. That's 2.
Yep. Evelyn, what would you like to do now?
Oops.
I would like to... Does lay on hands bring someone back from unconsciousness?
It absolutely can. It's as if they just get the hit points as if they start at 0. So
okay, so I'm gonna lay on hands. Let's see, I have 6 times 5, so 30. So I'm gonna give 10 to Strix. So I lay on hands and say, by the power of Lathander, you are healed.
Just like wake up.
Your voice echoes loudly in the cathedral when you shout that, and Strix, you come back to life.
I just start scrambling towards any cover I can find.
I gather you up. It's all right. It's
like,
all
no.
All right.
Thank you, Evelyn. Not Butthander. Changed my mind now that I'm alive again.
Okay. Did you want to do anything else, Evelyn? Because that's just.
I do the same to Diath. By the power of Lathander, my friend, you are healed.
That's a separate action.
Dang.
So you can't do that this round.
Okay.
You have to do it next round.
I scramble to Diath's side and say, one moment, let me catch you. I will save you soon, my friend.
All right. And so, but you're staying with them, right? You're not going to go off. Okay. Strix, death save. Oh, no, you don't need that. Never mind. You're conscious.
I'm like, no, I'm conscious.
I'm fine.
But I probably think I'm dying, so I'm just like, I'm still dying. I'm still dying.
Yeah. You wake up, you smell burnt hair.
I don't notice any change in my appearance because it's probably pretty bad.
You're sort of shaking a little bit uncontrollably just from the sort of the electrical aftershock of your experience. But other than that,
Is their hair even more like...
Yeah, more frizzy than normal.
I just make sure nothing is mostly ruined, at least my snacks. Oh, they're a little charred. That's nice.
Would you like to do anything?
How far away am I from the statue now?
So right now, you are 90 feet.
90 feet. Oh, 90 feet. How can I make this work for me? Oh, good. I'm just going to cast Fireball right on that statue.
Which part? The statue?
Towards the head.
Okay.
Vengeance Fireball?
Yeah, I'm like, I knew it was bad.
Inanimate object.
I'm like, no, don't antagonize it.
A fireball flies through the air and explodes around the head of the statue. Roll your damage, and I will make a couple rolls of my own.
As soon as it casts, I'm going to run into the hallway we came from as quickly out of that temple as I can.
Okay.
Thanks for nothing.
You can run too, I scream. All right, what is it? 8 again? 8?
Yep. If you're casting it using a 3rd level slot, which you are, that would be 8d6.
All right. 6, 6, 2, and 1.
Okay.
And 4, 2, 6, and 2.
4, 2, 6, and 2. So that'll be 17 and 14 is 31 points of damage. All right, so this fireball goes off, boom, around the statue. When the flames clear, you see the statue does not appear to be damaged much at all. It's a little bit scorched, the parts that you can see, the area of blackness that covers its face seems to be untouched. It might be a magical effect, Strix, like a permanent darkness spell, just sort of situated there or something. And doubtless obscuring whatever's hidden beyond it.
And also, I want to yell, but we need to get behind those arrow slits. Definitely.
Okay. Yeah, but if you damage something, you're not aware of it.
All right.
And then you're, I'm sorry, did you say you're going back the way you came, or are you going to run for the open archway that leads outside?
Back the way I came.
Okay.
Yes. Back towards
you're
the
retreating,
other set of doors.
Yeah, retreating to the room that has the bedrolls in it.
Yes.
Okay, that you can do. And Paulton is going to follow you, because that seems like the smart thing to do. And he just sort of drops Dieth in front of Evelyn.
I got it. No worries.
All right. All right. And so right now, the only ones who are in the cathedral are Evelyn and Dieth.
I won't leave you behind, Dieth. Don't worry.
All right. Sorry, I'm just looking at the options here. Yeah, that seems appropriate.
Strix is crying.
Evelyn, a fireball streaks out from the blackness of the statue and comes soaring in your direction. You know it's going to explode around you and Dieth. What would you like to do?
Run into the room, close the door.
Okay, I have a reaction.
You have a split-second moment to tell me what you do as this fireball races.
I throw my body over Dieth.
All right. I would like you to make a dexterity saving throw with disadvantage.
Okay.
And Dieth, you don't have to roll at all.
I rolled a nat 20 and no, not a nat 20.
Okay.
I rolled, let's see, a 11.
Okay. So you take a full brunt fireball. Strix and Paulton, from inside the room you've retreated to, you see the fireball explode and the flame has literally touched your nose, but you are just out of range of the blast.
Oh, this isn't good.
All right.
Wait, does my aura of protection play in on that?
You tell me.
Yeah, because I'm making a saving throw. And so I would gain a bonus equal to my charisma modifier, and I am conscious, and Dieth gets it too. So that would be,
Dieth doesn't have to make it because you're covering him.
So it's a 15, not an 11.
1 moment, please.
Slightly better?
Yeah, that is slightly better. It is not, however, high enough to beat the saving throw DC for this spell. So I'm sorry about that.
Can I use, I use inspiration. I have inspiration. I've been hoarding it this whole time.
1 moment, please.
If I use inspiration on a disadvantage throw?
Do we get rid of the disadvantage?
No, inspiration just is you add to the roll because it's the bar. Or is it the bardic inspiration?
No, it's okay. You gave it to me.
It's my inspiration. Yes. So you get it. You get that would negate the disadvantage.
So I rolled 2 dice.
Yes.
So nat 20.
So if it negates the disadvantage, does it mean I only get to roll once?
Yes. So please roll again.
Oh, no. So whatever this is.
This is it. Yeah.
Blow on my dice, chat. Blow on it.
Terrible.
By the holy light of Lathander, I beseech you.
I hate everything.
No, I don't know.
Where'd she go?
I don't know.
Did it roll on the floor?
No, it sucked really bad.
Okay.
It was a 3.
Okay.
That was a waste.
How many hit points do you have left, Evelyn?
6.
Okay, right. So there's this huge blast of flame, and when it clears, Strix and Paulton, you see Evelyn's not moving. She's thrown herself on top of DF, and she's just this sort of smoldering pile of blackened, singed flesh.
Okay, into the room. Into the room with you. I asked Paulton to help me pull her into the room with Dia.
Okay, well, let's see. Diath, you have not yet received healing, right?
That's correct, Chris.
So make a death save for me.
You got it, buddy.
Yeah.
5.
Okay, so 1 fail. Evelyn, a death save for me.
I don't know if Paulton has any healing potions.
This is D10 plus my con, right?
No, just 1d20.
It's just
It's
a straight up 1d20.
Oh,
Straight 1d20.
oops, not that. This.
Yeah.
I hate this die. There's a 3.
Okay, so that's 1 failure. If you get 3, of those, you're dead.
Getting good dice.
Paulton says he doesn't have any potions.
I slap him in the face for fun.
I'm glad you're having a good time.
I'm looking at his character sheet and I don't see any potions written down on them.
Do you have any healing spells?
He's got evil eye. No. Thunderwave, sleep, dissonant whispers, silence, invisibility. He's thinking that might be good right now.
I slap him again.
Bestow, curse, hypnotic pattern, vicious mockery.
All these terrible spells. You're a bad person, Paulton.
He says, I know. He plays his castanet. No. He's got his lute. He'll strum a few little notes on that.
All right. Okay.
So, yes. And so we come back around to your turn, Strix.
And did we drag them into the room? Are they in there with us?
That would have to be your action right now.
Okay.
Which one would you like to grab? Because Paulton will grab the other one.
Grab D. I'm lighter.
Yeah, I'll grab D if I'm not very strong.
All right, and then Paulton will sort of drag Evelyn back by her foot.
All right. Yeah. And I hand Paulton my potion of youth and say, "This is all I have. Give it to one of them. I don't know if it'll heal them, but it's all I have."
That sounds like a terrible idea.
It's all I have.
Pour it down Diaz's throat. He opens it up and pour just all down his throat. Now I remember where you got this potion. This is from the windmill.
From the bone grinder hags.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. So he pours it down.
Baby boy DF.
And okay. Almost instantly, you see. Diath suddenly appears about 10 years younger.
Oh, he's looking good.
And has that sort of attractiveness of youth.
How old were you, Diath?
I was 28.
So you're 18.
Yeah, he looks like we have an 18-year-old now.
Great.
So you can't even drink anymore.
Still unconscious?
Yeah, still unconscious.
I start cursing every god I can remember.
And Paulton's like, turns out potion of youth is potion of youth. Not a potion of healing.
I'm not happy with him right now. Oh. I feed them some of my snacks.
All right.
We're unconscious. We
I
don't
don't
eat
know what
them.
to do.
You stuff snacks into their mouth and they just gagging on them.
Strix panicking, putting anything she can in our mouth.
That's what I'm doing exactly. I'm just like, eat this. I don't know what it does. You guys, I start searching through their things to see if they have potions. I'm not good at healing things. That's your job.
Paulton will say, maybe Casimir has one. I don't know.
Casimir! Oh! I just scream and I instantly turn into a cloud of gas. I'm going to go find that asshole.
All right.
Right.
You're going to go back out through the crack, the fissure in the wall?
Yes, and I'm going to be like, Paulton, you guard them with your life for what it's worth, or I will slap you again so hard that your bagpipes will wish they weren't bagpipes.
All right, he will do that. When you go outside in gaseous form, you don't need to make any check to see. There's blowing snow, you're on the mountainside and all that, but through the blowing snow, you can see the form of Casimir standing there, just kind of staring in your direction at the mountainside with his blade out, and you can see this semicircular ring of wolves and dire wolves around him.
Not attacking him.
They're not attacking him. In fact, they seem to be on the same side. But you're kind of gaseous form. You're not easily seen in your current form. It's like they're waiting for you to come out.
Oh no. Oh no. I don't know what to do. If a cloud could sigh, it's like
That's about all you can do in cloud form.
That's all I can do.
It's all you, Strix. It's all you.
Everything depends on you.
I don't know what to do. I'm so afraid I could run, but I don't want to run because I know how that feels and it's bad.
Pray to Lathander.
Lathander won't help me. Oh God.
You feel the cold wind just sort of tearing at your gaseous form.
The only thing I can do is he's coming to get us. He's coming to get us. He's coming to kill us. I'm just going to turn back into myself.
Okay, you appear outside the temple, standing up to your ankles in blowing snow. And Casimir sees you for the first time.
I'm just going to stand there and say,
don't even acknowledge the wolf. Just like, hey, dude, you got any potions or anything?
Yeah.
Don't acknowledge the situation.
I'm just going to stand there and say, hey, Cutter, I know that you want to come in here and kill us because it looks like those wolves aren't killing you right now. I'm going to tell you that inside this temple is filled with so much holy light of Lathander that you're going to suffer terribly and live the rest of your life in the 9 hells as an immortal elf. You asshole! And I'm going to try and intimidate him.
Okay, make an intimidate check. And you're probably a good 50 feet away from him, so he can hear you because you're screaming really loud.
Yeah, if I can, I'll just use
big elf ears.
My thaumaturgy to just make it louder. Just like
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. Oh, 21.
Okay. He says, the mountain is your tomb, your final resting place. That is where you will be for all time unless you come here and let me kill you.
For 1 second, I was going to say kiss, and I was going to be a little weirded out, but I hate you, and I just run back inside.
And then he says, enjoy your tomb.
Why does everything suck so bad?
Well, he's not following me, so...
No. When you run back inside, as soon as you get back, you and Paulton hear this horrendous sound. The entire chamber shakes around you, and you hear this horrible, horrible rumbling.
What could this be? I don't know what it is.
The room sort of shakes and dust begins to fall. And you hear what sounds like an entire mountain coming down outside.
Oh.
And you hear what sounds like crashing ice and snow.
That must be our elf friend destroying the bridge to get out of here.
Make a perception check. And I'll do the same for Paulton.
12.
Okay. You think that someone or something has just brought all of the snow down from the mountain and buried this place.
All right.
Well.
All right. Well, yeah. I'm just going to start. Tears are just rolling down my face. And I was like, I yelled at him real good. I yelled at him real good.
And Paulton's like, I think that was an avalanche.
Thanks, Paulton. I'm so mad at Paulton right now. I'm just like.
And then he starts drinking.
Yeah.
Then he passes a flask to you.
I drink some and then I pour some into Evelyn and All
right.
Well, and I'm like, Paulton, the only thing we can do is pray. If Lathander loves Evelyn so much, the only thing we can do is pray to him. We have nothing. We have nothing, Paulton. And trust me, the gods listen. I mean, sometimes they listen, but most of the time they don't listen. But they listen when things are really bad. Sometimes. Most of the time they don't. But so Strix is going to sit down on the ground cross-legged with her hands completely wrong. Just like.
Paulton says, we're doomed. We're all going to die here.
I'm like, you pray! I'm trying to intimidate him.
Okay. You don't have to make a roll to intimidate him.
Good. I'm like, you sit down and you pray. And I'm like holding my hands like this, like, dear Lathander of the light, please, sir, if you could be a nice man, Burke guy, please, and help us resurrect our friends, or at least make them so they're not dying, so that we can destroy the evil lord of this land who plagues it so much, and that we can do your work of the good people rather than the bad people who are outside, who I screamed at real good.
If I'm having an out-of-body experience, I'm like filled with joy and happiness right now.
It's so bad that I'm praying. I'm so sorry. I promise that I won't steal snacks from anyone else. Oh. And that I won't say your name is Buthander anymore. I'll throw this strawed puppet away, I promise. I'll throw it away. I needed a friend, but I have all my friends here. She just starts crying.
Paulton agrees that you should throw it away. And he's taking one of the bedrolls and just kind of putting it under his butt so he doesn't have to sit on the cold stone floor.
Man.
All right. Strix, you wait and you wait and you wait for prayers and none come.
Not surprised.
No.
But she tried. I'm like, at least somewhere Evelyn is proud of me.
Yep. But even though this room sort of grows cold, and one by one the torches sort of die out and sputter out until literally there's only one left in the room, barely clinging to life. I assume you're not planning to go anywhere?
Well, I'm going to go through those other amber doors. I want to see what's up there.
Oh, about the rest of us.
You wait there. I'll go by myself. From the grave.
You pull open the doors. When you do, you see a 20-foot wide, 70-foot long arched corridor. Its walls and roof sheathed in amber. And the half of the hallway closest to you appears to be scorched by fire, and you see a charred corpse lying on the floor just about 5-6 feet inside the doors. And you can see most of its bones are underneath a burned fur cloak, and it looks like it's been lying there for a long time, or at least more than days. You actually can smell still the sort of charcoal burning stench of whatever killed this. And it doesn't take you long to figure out what that might be. There are several amber doors that lead from this hall, and there are 3 arrow slits cut into the opposite wall. Floating in the middle of the hall, you see 3 skulls wreathed in green flame.
Oh.
They look like...
Friends?
Yeah, friends. They look like that.
Those don't look like friends.
They're kind of metal.
Yep. And those skulls are just sort of floating there, wreathed in flame, and they all sort of turn to look at you. I'd like you to roll initiative.
Oh my god, I'm gonna die. I'm straight up gonna die here. Got a 7.
Tune in to Dice Camera Action next week, or it'll be just Nate Wants to Battle.
He'll come back and no one else will be here. He'll be like, guys?
Yes, good
all right, how is your initiative score?
It was 6.
Okay.
I wanted to see mistakes. Right.
One of the skulls shoots from it rays of green flame,
Cool.
and they attempt to strike you. The first one is a 14 versus armor class.
Mine is currently a 10, so it hits.
Okay. All right.
So I didn't cast mage armor because I was too panicked.
You take 8 points of fire damage.
Oh, good. I think I still have
You have 2.
I have 2 hit points left,
You
but
get
there's
resistance
3
because you
skulls.
keep-
Yes, and then another skull.
I get
fires-
resistance because I'm a tiefling.
That's right. So you take half that.
Oh, good.
4
So
points.
4.
Yes.
I'm going to metagame in your favor from here on out.
The other 2 also shoot rays, and one of them is going to miss you with a natural 1. The other one's going to hit you, and it does 9 points, which is also reduced to 4.
Great. Still standing.
So you get hit by 2 flaming rays. You shrug off a lot of the damage. What do you do on your turn?
I'm going to try and Misty Step as far back as I can.
Close the doors behind you.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, you're standing sort of in the open doors. You probably still got your hands on the door handle.
Oh, good. I'm going to close those doors. Yes.
All right.
The doors are closed, and I'm going to...
Those 3 skulls, you can kind of see their flames through the translucent amber doors, but they're kind of wavery and can't make out any details. But yes, you have created an amber barricade between you and them.
Great. Everything is coming up strict.
Bless you.
Thank you.
2 hit points. Well, I'm just going to limp on back to my friends.
Okay.
And, I guess
Paulton's like, how'd that work out for you?
bad. It was bad, Paulton. It was really bad. Maybe next time you can learn how to heal people, okay?
He'll hand you a flask. This is
I'm like,
the best,
stop it!
best healing.
Can I do anything to try and stabilize them? Like maybe just...
Yeah, I'm going to assume that you and Paulton stabilize them.
Okay, good.
So they're not in any
Hey.
danger of dying.
Oh, good. Whew.
All right.
So we're just stuck in here so we can rest.
Yep,
We can just
absolutely.
we can just wait until we're better, Paulton.
Yep.
Paulton, give me some of that wine. I'm going to drink a lot of it right now.
Oh, you guys are going to have a drunken party while we're unconscious?
Exactly. All right. So a significant number of hours pass and you are completely undisturbed. And about a day later, you're starting to feel a little peckish. You start to feed on your rations and whatnot. Paulton says he wishes he had more, but he's getting kind of low.
I've got snacks.
And he'll take your snacks.
Can we stay
and,
passed out during this, or?
basically, yeah, you stay unconscious for at least a good hour or so.
Okay.
And then you regain consciousness.
I'm still a little drunk. Hey, how's it going?
By which time, Paulton, it doesn't look sloshed, but Strick sure does.
I'm like, hey, dear, you didn't die again. That was great. You're a real friend.
Evelyn, you're coming too as well.
I think, how did he drop me? Am I laying on my back or like, I open my eyes like a tiny bit and I just kind of croak out, ow. Because I'm like all burned, right?
Yeah, you got...
I do not
full
feel
brunt.
good.
No.
I don't even move. I just say, Lathander.
I'm like drunk and Strix is like, I prayed to Lathander for you, but he didn't listen because he's an asshole.
I try to like lift an arm, but it hurts too much, and I just like lay back down.
But Paulton does share with you some new information that they managed to get about the fiery flame skulls that nearly burned Strix's skin off.
Don't worry, I'll deal with that in a couple days.
Couple days.
Then he says something like, "This is a place of death. We're all doomed."
Can I let me think in my addled state as I'm waking up if I might be able to do something about my current state.
Well, you do have spells, and you do have some amount of
Yeah.
your hand still, because you only used, I think, 10 points to heal Strix, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I will go ahead
20
and.
points left.
I rested, so I think I'm full back up.
Yeah, you didn't take a long rest, so if you want to spend hit dice those Strix, you
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
And in fact, any of you can spend hit dice at this point.
I think I'll spend hit dice instead of using my own hands because I can be more portable that way.
Yep, you're absolutely right. No reason not to spend as many of them as you need.
Oh, by the way, Casimir was totally evil, and I went outside and I gave him a good yelling, but he had a bunch of wolves with him, and they were friends.
I knew it. I never trusted Asmir.
Oh, also, we're trapped.
Evelyn laughs every time you say Asmir, like a kid in Sunday school.
I say, though, that we go after those skulls first because they're just skulls. We can see them, and they're not a mysterious threat. Once you guys feel better, and once I'm done crying into my hands.
I feel better, but I also take note of my suddenly hairless body.
Well, actually, you didn't suffer any burning, but you did get fried by the lightning bolt. So you probably got like a black scorch mark on your shoulder or chest or something.
He's hairless because he's 18.
Oh, that. Never mind.
Oh, yeah. Sorry about that.
I feel oddly energetic.
Yes. Horny. Yeah.
I mean, that was before the potion.
I'm gonna be honest. I just gave you guys whatever I had in my robes. That wasn't poison. You got the youth potion, DF. I'm sorry. But you got a good extra 10 years on you, right?
Yeah, I'm glad you thought things through.
I pinched his cheek, and I'm like, aren't you just the cutest little pudding?
I'm not 12. Stop.
I mean, you could be. You don't know.
Pretty sure I'm not. Well then, feeling good, feeling great. Those were lies.
It seems to me, if you've told me about these skulls, and the door seems to stop their attacks, we should try to use some amber as a shield. Perhaps rip the door off its hinge and attack behind it.
Okay.
You can
beast mode. If you're the one who can rip it off
the door off the hinge, I'd be impressed.
I try to rip the door off the hinge.
Okay.
I cast mage armor as well, so that we don't have an incident.
You're specifically trying to tear off one of the doors leading to the hallway with the flame skulls in it?
It's more that like he's like, I don't know if you can do that. So I kind of like test it a little bit. Like I just am like,
okay. It seems incredibly sturdy. And you suppose that the amber is actually quite heavy.
So I tested a little and I'm like, I could, but I don't know if that's really like the smartest way to get some
oh, okay, amber. Right. Yeah, right.
Yeah. Is there any other it seems like there's amber all over, like there's amber coated things, amber poles.
Yeah, not in this room specifically. Certainly that was true in the hallway where the flame skulls are, and it's true in the main temple, the main cathedral. The walls here are just bare stone with torch sconces mounted on them. And by the way, there's only one torch left of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 torches that were burning here. Only one is currently sputtering.
Oh, well, Strix can,
Yep. She's got her drift
thanks,
globe.
Dia. Yeah, just.
Is that not what you do?
She just got her drift globe.
But wait, if those had been recently lit, then there's got to be someone here.
Correct.
Obviously.
Well, why didn't they help us?
More importantly,
no one helps us.
If Asmir stayed outside with his wolf army, something tells me he can't come in. Or something. Otherwise, he would have.
That's a good point. Maybe he's not welcome here. Maybe this is a holy place.
Yeah.
All hail Lathander.
Yep, blasted the holy shit out of this.
Laughing is easier than crying.
We use humor to heal our pain. Now, you said the one room with the giant statue that wrecked us. There was another set of doors.
Yeah, so when you were in that room, there was an archway leading presumably outside.
Right.
And then there was at the far end of the balcony, because you were at one end of the balcony, at the other end of the balcony was another set of amber doors that were hanging open.
What if we go there?
Can we sneak there without getting lightning striked?
I mean, we were okay on the balcony.
I did not want to go back in that room. No.
If I remember correctly, I was actually hit by a fireball on the balcony by throwing myself over your body to protect you. No thanks needed. You're welcome.
Well, thanks to the recap, pretty sure that happened because someone pissed off a statue with its own fireball.
Look, that statue is behind a bigger wall. We need to go through those amber doors and go behind those arrow slits.
We're talking about fighting a statue.
We can destroy it.
You tried to fireball it, and it just got a little sunburned.
I think there's dark. The helmet thing is darkness. There might be something in there. It's like a darkness spell.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
I believe what's in there is more lightning bolts.
Well, I mean, that's a given. That is definitely a given. I have another idea, which might be really dumb, but I don't know if it'll work.
I would love to hear this.
Lay it on us.
So I've been studying recently, and I have the ability to disguise myself. What if I disguised ourselves as our friendly host
No, this sounds terrible. This sounds terrible.
and try and talk to whatever's in the statue?
I hate this. It's terrible.
I love it.
Strix, no, please.
By using darkness, we can create great light.
Or we can just bolt it to the other end. I'd rather not do anything that would blatantly put any one of us in danger.
I mean, you're not wrong, but I'm just saying, I'm just throwing it out there.
I do think, though, that the magic in this temple, if I know anything about my religion and history, which I do, is that this temple may not have been something that Strahd controlled. It may have been something that was here before him. So it may not be too advantageous to do that here in front of that statue.
That might be true, but I'm pretty sure he controls everything.
No, he doesn't control you or me. We control ourselves, and Lathander bathes us in his holy light.
Thanks, Evelyn.
Like that statue is some kind of ward, or even perhaps a turret of sorts, so that when enemies can be brought into that room, statue merges it. Plus, you got the arrow slits to help. That's the way I see it. Or it's guarding something very important.
I think it's probably guarding something very important, which is why it's so angry.
And we need to find a way to circumvent this. Not fight
Maybe a distraction? What about a distraction? For the statue?
Like, no, I'm not going to use any of us as a distraction. That's more danger.
How about we tie a rope to Diath, and then Diath sneaks over there because he's so sneaky.
And if I get hit by a fireball, you just back in.
No worries.
Yeah, so we'll just send Paulton in. You can just play him a song, Paulton. Why don't you just go in?
Yeah, I can romance him with a little ditty.
Okay.
Yeah. Romance him with a ditty, Paulton. I really wanted to turn into Strahd.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that you would like to contribute in some way to this adventure. So.
Just thanks, Evelyn. I would like to.
Well, Paulton's been, drinking the wine, so he's feeling kind of emboldened. So, yeah, if you want him to go out there and play a little ditty, he'll do it.
I'll tie a rope to you just in case.
To Paulton.
Okay.
This is stupid. Please do not.
He'll get his lute out.
Can you actually play anything that would mesmerize a statue?
No,
Sure.
he's a statue.
Well, I don't understand what the benefit of this is going to be, Paulton.
Why'd you suggest it?
I didn't suggest
suggested
it.
it, actually.
Strix, why'd you suggest it?
I don't know. Whatever's in the statue might like music.
Oh my gosh. Okay, tie the rope to me. I'll go.
No, you don't go out there. You're the only person who can heal. We can't lose you because you're the
Well,
only
what
one
are we
who can
going to
heal.
do? Just sit here the rest of our lives?
No, we're going to go fight those skulls or send Paulton in to sing a song.
I'm not going to fight a skull. I'm not going to poke a skull with a sword.
All we need to do is blow them up. I just need some backup.
Okay, fine. I'm your backup. Let's go. Did you see anything in there I could use as a shield?
There's a dead body.
No, not a body, like an amber something.
No, but the dead body might have something.
I'll use the dead body. Let's go.
No, I didn't see anything. Don't listen to me. I just noticed dead bodies. It's the only thing I'm good at.
It's fine. It's fine. Let's go.
So I'm not playing a ditty then?
If you want to play me a ditty right now.
He'll
to
play
make
it.
me feel.
You know, Paulton, just play a ditty for us,
Okay.
but not for the statue.
He'll strum a few notes on his lute.
And maybe like contemplate your laugh a little bit. I feel like maybe just you could use a little bit of contemplation, introspection.
Well, I'm going to cast Mage Armor on myself, and I want us to get ready. We can fight these skulls. They're just skulls. That's it.
I don't want to die.
Then hide and throw things.
That's gone great for me before. I don't know how well just steel is going to work against floaty skull things.
They're still skulls.
If you want to, Strix, since you did get at least a brief look at them, you can make an Arcana check to see if you can gauge anything about them.
Sure, I will try
Anything
and
would be
convince my compatriots.
Yep.
When you could literally just play skull baseball. 14.
Oh, not bad, but not great. So you have heard of ancient lore about these creatures that suggest that you know that a flame skull is made from the skull of a dead wizard. And as a consequence, often remembers things about its former life as an arcane being.
Right.
And you also believe that the magic that empowers them does make them somewhat magically resistant.
All right. Well, the skulls are resistant a little bit.
They are almost surely immune to fire.
They're immune to fire. So,
That's what I'm talking about. You want me to poke it with a sword?
Or smash it.
we can't go back in that room. We're gonna die.
I thought I was going in as your backup.
If you go in with Treebane and hit them with that, you might be able to damage them more than we can.
There's 3 of them. They're gonna like eat you up.
I'll just line them up and just slash right through them.
Yes. That's what you do. For the light of Lathander, right?
Right.
I hate this.
But you know what? I should do it with Lightfall.
No, you need to use Treebane.
Why?
Because Treebane is magical. They are resistant. You need something that's magical.
I cast magic weapon onto Lightfall.
Okay.
Now
Fine.
Lightfall's magical.
Yes, now you can use Lightball.
All right, let's go. Let's go. And I start running toward the door.
See if you can do that.
Can you do
All
that
right.
on mine or?
Later.
No, because if she casts it on yours, she's going to lose the one on hers. So you're going to whip open the doors and make this
Yeah.
happen?
I'm going to hide.
Also,
Whip open one door, and then I will hide behind the other door.
I also
Well,
want to
bring
pick
the-
up the dead body as a shield too.
Well,
Because
first things first, you have to open the door.
Well, that's what I did. I threw it open.
Okay, when you do, I'd like everybody to roll initiative.
I'm using the good die now.
You're good.
She said as she rolled a 2, which with my initiative it's 4. Not that it matters.
15.
Okay, so 4 for Evelyn, 15 for Diath, and Strix got a
18.
18, and Paulton rolled a 10. All right. So as soon as the door is open, the flame skulls seem to have been ready for you. Evelyn, you see each of the skulls begin to utter some sort of incantation. And as that happens, fireballs spring from their mouths, race toward the door, and explode behind you in the room. You are all engulfed in flame. I'd like everybody to make dexterity saving throws.
This
3
is
of
just
them.
unfortunate.
3 of them, please.
Uncanny dodge.
Okay, so
Not
3
helpful.
saving throws.
3 saving throws against 3 spells.
We're all in my aura of protection.
Yes, so you get
Plus your constitution.
plus your constitution.
My constitution, which was 4.
So you all get +4 on your rolls, but you're making 3 of them.
Okay.
So
Dexterity,
Diath,
though?
what's that?
Is it dexterity?
It is dexterity.
Okay.
So Diath, what are your 3?
Oh, natural 20.
Excellent.
So that pretty much stops all of them.
Nope.
27
Okay.
and 19.
All right. So you're going to be taking half damage from each of those. Strix, what were your 3 rolls?
19, 12, and 22.
Okay. You saved against 2 of them and took the full brunt of the third.
But I take half because I'm a tiefling.
Yes, you will. Half or a quarter, as the case may be. And Evelyn, how are your 3 rolls?
20, 19, 15.
Okay, you made all 3 of yours as well. And Paulton, oh my gosh. Okay, 6. Oh, you got a natural 20 on that one. And he made 2 and failed 2 as well. Sorry, made 2 and failed 1 as well. All right, so let's see, damages. Okay. So Diath, since you made all 3, you take half damage from each, which is going to be
Still too much. Still too much.
so you'll take 11, 12, and 9, which is a total of 32.
Okay.
Are you still up after that?
No.
No.
All right. Diath is engulfed by fire and goes down. Strix, you are going to take a quarter damage from 2 of them and half damage from the other. So you take 6, 4, 10. You take 22 points of damage total.
Oh, I'm still up.
Great!
Right.
Yay! Woo!
Evelyn, you took half damage from all of them. So
But
for
what
you-
about my werewolf? Does it count?
No, it only counts against weapon attacks.
Fine.
Fire gets through you just fine. You burn up real nice. So you take a total of. You take the same damage that Diath did. So
32.
Yep.
Well, poop.
And Paulton failed 1. So he takes 12. He takes 41. Okay.
Is he still alive?
It's funny you should mention that. So after the big fireball goes off and you are all engulfed in flame, Diath goes down and he is just sort of a smoldering heap on the ground.
As the
Strix-
fireballs come, I said, this is a bad idea!
He gets blasted back by the flames and crumples into a burning heap. Strix, the fires just sort of dance off of you for a bit and just sort of go out on their own. And you are still alive, but blasted.
Definitely not very alive.
And Evelyn, you had more than 32 hit points, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're sort of scorched and incinerated by that, but still standing. As you watch Paulton get engulfed by the flame, you see something strange happen to him.
Yeah, he's on fire.
More than that, as the flames engulf him, he melts away like an ice cream cone.
What?
You see, he turns to snow and ice and just melts like a snowman. His belongings, everything. It's like he was made of ice and snow.
That wasn't Paulton!
Now I'm tripping balls?
And that's where we'll
Close
stop.
the door!
That's
Can we
where
at least
stop.
close the door?
Yes, Strix, with your sort of last moment, you just sort of pull the doors shut while Paulton just sort of melts away into water.
I knew that coward couldn't be my Paulton. I hope he's safe somewhere.
He wasn't real! We're gonna die.
My head.
Also stabilized.
Tune in next week, kids, when we find out
What happened?
what just happened.
Why?
All right.
What the fuck?
Well, we're only mostly dead. I mean, that's fine.
There's so many things that. Oh my gosh.
Yes. Trapped in a mountain dungeon.
It really couldn't get worse than this, said the person who complained about eating a baby.
Oh my gosh.
You wouldn't have melted if you just listened to Dia.
Oh man. Sweet Rad in chat said, of course it wasn't the real Paulton. He shared the alcohol. We should have known.
Should have known.
Oh my gosh.
All right. So apart from, we'll pick this up next week. We'll see what wacky hijinks are awaiting you in the bowels of the Amber Temple. And then a few other quick notes, if I can find my notes. We had a new episode of Force Grey go live yesterday, and we have a new hour-long episode of Acquisitions Incorporated, the series, season 1, tomorrow. And the Acquisitions episodes will continue to release up until PAX West, when we do our D&D live game. And that's in Seattle at the end of the month. Yes, everything builds to that. Other news, folks? Got anything you want to share? Nope.
Misclicks D&D is happening right after this. My character still isn't introduced, but should be next week.
Okay.
Spoiler alert, Maribel died.
Yes.
I'm really good at that lately.
Are you excited about the new character?
Yes.
Okay.
I can reveal the name. I've never told anyone yet.
Oh, very good.
Her name is Feyhana. She's a monk.
Ooh.
It's gonna be cool.
Nice.
Yep.
And I'm also gonna be at PAX, and I think all of us are, which is exciting.
Yeah, I'm gonna be there then too. Wee, yay!
Yep.
It'll be fun.
I'll be at the Frankensons SoCal Retro Game Show at Frankensons in the City of Industry, Los Angeles area. Not this coming Saturday, but next Saturday.
Very cool.
Want to come around and say hi at that.
All right.
I am on fire, so.
Yeah. I'm gonna go and cry into a pillow.
All right. And with that,
It's everyone's fault but my own.
yeah, I think DF can safely distance himself from that decision.
Yeah.
Okay. Tough outing this week, but maybe fortune will smile upon you next week.
Hey, at least we're
What?
mostly alive still.
Mostly.
At least our characters are not wiped from the.
We're trapped in a
existence.
room. We're trapped in a room. We can't.
I thought at the beginning
Snow Paulton.
I was starting to mentally prepare myself for like having to make a new character, and I was really struggling with that. So
I have a bunch of extras on hand.
I don't know, man. I don't know how to move past Evelyn yet.
Okay.
Let's see.
All right. Well, the Waffle Crew got a little toasty this week, but we'll pick up next week. And until then, I look forward to hearing what people think about the wackiness of the Waffle Crew hijinks.
Oh no!
I'm sure Twitter will be aflame.
Oh God! Stop!
Just like, yeah.
Aw,
God damn it.
womp womp.
Bye, folks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching.
Wow, that was scary. I knew